Dude, something about getting assaulted with a non-traditional weapon is even scarier. Like someone comes at you with a nail gun, that's scarier than a regular gun.
You can't let him get close. You can't let him get close.
No. And he's gonna get you, and he's gonna stick your hands to the wall, and then he's
when you said a non-traditional weapon, what is it called? The one that has a stick, a chain, and then a ball with spikes.
A flail.
Flail. That's where I thought you were headed with that.
Oh,
like,
perhaps a morning star.
Yes, a morning star, a flail, something like that.
A morning star, the same thing with no chain. A stick with a
mace.
Ball.
I believe
a mace is a stick with the ball on the end, with the spiky ball. That's
star.
A morning star is one that, like, I think it's a mace or a flail that has like that ball with all the, like, it looks like a star, like it's got spikes like a star.
Isn't it the stick with the chain and the spiky ball? Isn't that?
That's what I thought. I thought it was like a flail.
He called that a flail.
I think it's a different kind of flail.
A picture of a morning star.
Yes, let's see, and we'll see who's correct in our medieval history.
If he shows the picture of Lucifer, I'll give him 10 points.
Is that his nickname? The morning star?
Yeah, the morning star.
It is. Yeah, that Lucifer. He's a tricky guy, but he makes some compelling points.
I want to hear his side of the fucking story, don't you?
Me too.
That's like one of the biggest parts about the Bible that is a little, and you know what? You can't single out the Bible. Every religious text is like this. They do not give the other side a chance to talk.
Rarely. It's a little more
Very
ambiguous
rarely.
in Greek and Roman religion, though.
I like this graphic. Yeah, the flail weapon is there.
It's a flail with the top center one. What does that say in the bottom center?
Club weapon.
Club.
Oh, I just
those are all club type weapons. This isn't a very specific list. It's narrowing them down into broad categories.
On the left is a little enlightening. I didn't know.
Different styles of that's so funny. This is a fucking like a Shutterstock picture.
Maces have always appealed to me as like a really interesting weapon to do some real fucking damage.
You could hurt yourself.
Oh,
I kind of like it. I feel like hammers,
like
if you're a strong person, stronger than me, right? But let's say you're stronger than most of the field, then wouldn't a hammer be a great weapon? And then you're like, well, wait a minute. With a hammer, it's kind of one-sided. Like you need to hit with the head of it. A mace, shucks, you could spin it around your hand, and wherever way you swing it, it's ready to hit something.
Hammers were made for armor on armor fights. They were made for crushing armor and piercing it. Whereas, like, if you were fighting a lightly armored combatant, someone with chainmail or something, you wouldn't want a hammer. You'd be so slow, you know. You'd want like a spear or maybe a sword and a shield or something. You'd want, but like that hammer is about being able to get through that like armor of the time and like crush a guy's head or dent his thing in so that it crushes his head.
It just disables the next blow.
Yeah, sure.
If I have a suit of armor on and you hit me properly in the chest, I'm probably okay in a minute, but it's that minute rest I need where you get me.
Or they would like they hit you in the chest so hard, and it's not like a movie where it's like the most robust steel ever. Like they would dent the steel in to where like
it's pushing into
like
your
you're in the middle of a can and it's been crumpled into you. And so now you're like punctured by the steel that was like
so I would just
the metal that was pushed in.
Push
you just go, and then you pop it out, and they go, "Wow!"
Like when I blow on a water bottle.
But really, like you're bleeding from your ear, hallucinating on the ground. If you guys were conscripted into a fiefdom, like a peasant force, and they gave you the option, they're like, what kind of soldier do you want to be? You're the 200th soldier of the day. You get to pick. You get to pick any of these weapons that Zach just pulled up.
I mean, you want the bow and arrow every time.
Yeah, I'm looking for
no range. No range. You're still a peasant. You're going to be in the front. Sorry to say. So it's going to be a melee.
I want the polearm. I want the longest spear I can get. I want it to be heavy duty and balanced. I want a spear.
I was going to say halberd. The halberd down there. The halberd seems like it would be... Because it's long like a spear, and you get that axe. So I feel like you could, but if someone gets close to you, what do you do? Choke up on it real quick? Like, I don't know.
And they're not.
I think the halberd's a strong person's weapon, so it might suit you, Taylor. I
feel like that would keep me the safest. That or the polearm. I think you're right.
You want to poke. And I'm going to take that ring sword too. The ring sword.
I want to see somebody use a fucking ring sword. What the hell?
I'm bringing.
You just keep grabbing it. Ah!
Who the fuck is thinking the fucking Wolverine claws down there? The goddamn Qatar. That's so.
The
stupid.
Qatar. Yeah, that looks dumb.
I think I'm most deadly with
Sai.
Definitely not Sai. or
I
parasol.
was looking at the Psy. I feel like I could capture a swing with it. You know, like if
A foot soldier. You know, Shredder's in town, and you got to take him down.
if you were to swing at me with the sickle or something, I might be able to use the side defensively. It has that like U-shaped thing on it. I don't know.
You're gonna try to catch my blade with the pummel of your fucking side.
Well, if it hits my blade, it's gonna slide into that, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, unless you don't have it turned exactly right, because you know that's only one side.
I also don't really understand the parasol. Like,
what the fuck is the parasol?
It's
I don't know. I think this is probably a graphic for like available weapons in a video game. I don't know.
Yeah, Zach, you're gonna. I don't care for this person.
Princess Peach uses one
why does
Smash. Like, I guess
bastard sword's right out of a video game. Come on,
I'm gonna use the parasol to protect myself from sunlight.
I just noticed there was a magic wand on that list. What the fuck have we been doing with our time?
That's my choice. I got it.
What the fuck have we been doing with our goddamn time? I'll take the magic wand, Zach.
Dissolve my opponents. Yeah, no, but all the other weapons are real. I think the halberd's definitely the right move, because you're also going to look scarier with it. It's a more intimidating weapon than a lot of the other ones. Yeah, but like,
I like the spear, and I hope I only use it as a fucking.
Yeah, fuck.
It's just like, just kill me. Like,
or you're gonna be like, yeah, but they use that nice lightweight medieval wood and iron, so
yeah, that lightweight pig iron.
Zombie apocalypse, right? Make Walking Dead universe. Do you kill yourself immediately?
Hell no. Walking Dead universe, I've got years of time. Like,
there's very few.
I've been using The Walking Dead as my like don't give a fuck, like working on my laptop in the background show, and it is like I am incredulous at this point at how bad it is in season. What am I? I think 9 or 10.
Oh, then
wow!
It is horrible. Like, I will look up from writing an email sometimes and just like snarl at what is happening, where I'm like,
please make it to the end.
God, like, what is going, like, Negan is still in it, and like I was like, I mean, Negan's still kind of like fine, but then like he starts coming out with these like moral principles and like things. He's like, I'm gonna break out of prison and then I'm gonna go back. I literally don't know what caused him to break out and go back, because I couldn't be bothered to look up from what I was working on for that episode. But something caused him to go back. That show is infuriating, dude.
Yeah,
it's so fucking bad. The amount of people who have died from just the person they're looking at not telling them to like, there's someone behind you right now. Turn around right just now. And then the whisperers, these people who like wear a mask and like literally talk so quiet that it's like hard to. I hate them.
The whisperers were kind of scary as a threat.
No,
and I liked that. So the previous threats were like Negan, of course. Terminus. I don't know if you remember Terminus very well. They were the cannibal signs that led. Yeah, I like Terminus.
That was the best season.
The Governor, both of them were really good. And then I don't know,
the trash people I hated.
The trash people looks detestable.
The governor looks soft to me. Like, I don't know. I wasn't intimidated by the governor. It was like a middle-aged guy who looked kind of soft, and he had like mental illness. And it's like, dude, what? I think I'd shoot you in our first fucking encounter, dude. I think I'd immediately
the eye patch
chuck in.
But here's where I was going with all that. The whispers were something very different, right? Like one of my frustrations with Yellowstone is it's just one multi-billion-dollar developer after another trying to buy land against your will, and that's been 5 years of content now. 2 different developers trying to buy his dirt.
Yeah,
at least Walking Dead, they're like, all right, you know what? We've done rival bad guy community for a while now. Let's try something different.
Well, you know, they're basing on the comics, right? You know, it's a well-written comic. There's a lot. They've got a lot of options of like enemies and places to go to. But you see that very often. The whole point of those shows is how the interpersonal interactions and how society falls and how human beings become the real monsters, right? It's the same with the Last of Us. We're not seeing any zombies through the whole zombie show. It's about people.